Hi everyone, welcome to your live readings for the full moon in Aquarius that's coming up today, tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. Early afternoon UK time, morning sort of North American time, and obviously very late in the day if you're in Australia or nearby. Hi Erin. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Please remember to like and share the video if you're able. That helps a huge amount. And I'm going to get a sense in a moment of where we're at collectively as we go into this full moon in Aquarius. Now, obviously, Aquarian energies are rebellious and they're radical, but they're also humanitarian energies. They're also energies that should bring us together. And this is quite important because when I feel into the energy at the moment, there's a sense of wanting togetherness, but also feeling a bit disconnected, disillusioned, isolated. I'm just going a bit deeper. And this is a time just to be reaching a little for other people and looking in particular. This is more important, looking at who is excluded within your life, within your community, and wider than that. Who is feeling most alone? Who is most excluded? Who are the most marginalized groups? And what are we going to do to actually improve that? Think that through really carefully at this time, because we want, with Aquarian energy, to reach for something new, to bring about something better. And that's not going to work if you're focused on yourself and yourself only. So what does that mean for the most marginalized people? What does that mean for people who are homeless? What does it mean for people who are landless? What does it mean for people who are undocumented? What are you doing to support them? What are you doing to help them, to make them feel welcome? That's the Aquarian energy, is radical inclusivity, including everyone. If there are groups of people who you feel are somehow beneath you, what does that mean about you? How are we going to move forward if you feel some people are not good enough to be around you? Aquarian energies need us in this way to reach and include those people who we feel an aversion to, who we feel we're better than in some sense, because we're not. We're absolutely not. And this needs to be kind of the basis of what we do around this full moon, is bring people in, bring people out of the cold, out from the cold, closer to us. Nobody can be left behind with this. And this is the sense that comes through really, really strongly here. Coming in here with the Chariot, and the Chariot here is, there's togetherness here. It's moving forward together, not separating out, not going it alone, not leaving people behind. It's not about the Four of Pentacles. So there isn't like a way out for one person. Oh, I'm going to keep this to myself and that's mine. It's not going to work. We're all going to go down together in that situation. Doesn't work that way. The Lovers is showing up. This is about connection, about recognizing that you have something to offer to those who are struggling, those in a more difficult place than you are. And if you're going to do anything with this full moon, use it to start to reach out to people, offer them something, give them money, give them clothing, give them hope, give them whatever their needs are. Ask people what their needs are. What do you need? Is it money? Okay, here's some money. Do you need me to help make some phone calls for you? Great. I'll do that. Do you need me to help you with some paperwork, application forms, whatever you need to be helped? Or anything else, it doesn't matter what it is, but reach out and ask people who are really struggling, who are really marginalized, what you can be doing to help, because you can offer something. The 10 of Swords showing up. You got to lose those aversions, those fears of people who are already suffering massive oppression, being downtrodden in various ways. It has to be about losing those beliefs that limit, that close you off to people who are struggling, who are doing worse than you. People who are struggling with emotional or mental health difficulties need you. What they don't need you is to look the other way, close off, close the door. And finally, the High Priestess. There's no moving forward by yourself. It doesn't work. It cuts people off. If you are moving forward and it's on someone else's back and someone else is doing worse as a result of it, then you need to analyze that and change your approach, because nobody should be doing worse in order for you to do better. And you can't move on the basis of one-upmanship or I'm all right. It doesn't work. It's harmful. It's toxic. It's part of kind of the toxic ideas that destroy our society, is the idea that, well, I'm doing well because I deserve it, but whoever else isn't, they don't. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Either going to help each other and reach out to each other, or this gets a lot worse really, really quickly. That's the Aquarian energy. That's the full moon energy, and it's tense and it's anxious. But however tense and anxious you are, there's somebody out there going through more marginalization, and you can help them up, and it will ease things for you at the same time. That's the collective energy for this full moon. I'm going to move on now to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces to get a sense of what we're working with for this full moon. Aries, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aquarius. Okay, this is for Aries. Kind of in line with the collective energy, Aries, unsurprisingly, as the first sign, as the sign that tends to lead things. This is two-pronged for you. I feel like you either go all into, I need the help, I need all the help, I need all the help, or you go into only offering, only offering, only offering, and there isn't a balance and there isn't an in-between. And yes, we need to be offering help to people in worse situations than us, as I've stressed, in terms of the collective energy, Aries, but I feel like you almost at times might do that as a kind of, I want to say, self-flagellation almost, and kind of, you can reach out and help, but if you're suffering, you should be asking as well. So what this is the Six of Pentacles for you, Aries. It's the Six of Pentacles. And so you are moving into this stage where it's giving everything or giving nothing, and that's not healthy and it's not useful. What you need to be getting rid of here, releasing around this full moon, is the Five of Cups. There's a why me energy to this. There's an energy of I don't deserve more. I don't deserve more. And if I ask for help, I feel guilty about it. And if I give stuff away, then I briefly feel good, but it's not quite right because I don't deserve any better. Difficult energy for you to be working with, Aries, and it's causing you to feel quite conflicted with the Five of Swords. And it's like you're going to lash out at someone else or you're going to lash out at yourself, but there's something that you want to push, lash out with. And you need to catch yourself when you're doing that, Aries. You absolutely do. This energy is about being comfortable with more people and about welcoming other people into the fold as well. Three of Cups. Now, I mentioned that you're carrying this kind of idea that I don't deserve any better. I don't deserve more. But you do. You do. The problem is that somebody some time ago convinced you that you could never actually have the security and stability to be able to feel like you are on a level footing with other people. So you either feel like you're above them or you're below them, but you never feel this equalness with them, and it's driving all of this. And that's the stuff that you need to be working through and releasing around this full moon in order to get to a space of the 10 of Pentacles. And this is about being grounded, about being able to share materially, but about being able to ensure that you don't mess yourself up, give away too much either, Aries, because you're in this place of doing one or the other and it's very extreme. There is this need to just come back to that balance with the 6 and the 10 of Pentacles. Catch yourself giving yourself a hard time. Argue against it because you're better than that. You deserve more than that. Give genuinely, but don't give in order to sabotage yourself, Aries. That's the main picture coming through for you at this full moon. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi, Mahari. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aquarius. Taurus. You're all very quiet today. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what kind of work you're doing around this full moon. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, we need you to be opening your heart at this time. There is a sense in which you are holding your heart halfway or fully closed, closing off to connection. The energy feels quite cold and like you're not letting people close to you. And that's, again, it's not exactly the mature Aquarian energy that we're trying to reach for, although it's coming from a real place. I feel it's a defensive strategy. I feel it's something that came earlier from self-preservation, but it's also, it's not trusting. It's very, very distrustful. And it's very, very, if you get too close to me, I'm going to kick out at you. So you'd better keep your distance. We need you to ease up a bit, Taurus. What this is for you is the Lovers. And the sense that I get here is that earlier seed that was planted that keeps you from opening up totally, keeps you from being where you need to be, completely in the moment, connecting with people. See the two figures here? The eyes are open there, not quite trusting the situation necessarily under the full moon. So that is where you're at this time, Taurus. So you're mistrustful, you're closing off. You've got a Five of Swords driving it as well. So it's like you're waiting for an excuse to kick off. Like, oh, I knew I couldn't trust them. Okay, now I'm going to lay into them. Preemptive or a self-fulfilling prophecy there, Taurus? It feels like the second one. You have the Empress showing up as well. So the sense that I am getting here is there are people who you can let in. And yes, you can have strong boundaries, but this is also about creating a space where you can connect more to people, not rushing to distrust, not having presumptions, not assuming the worst, not feeling like you have to close off just in case. Instead, we have the Hanged Man coming up for you. So you need to just step back a bit and allow people a bit closer. And then if you need to respond later on, you can do. The Empress has boundaries, sure, but you don't need to be on this war footing, in this fighty place. And when you catch yourself going into that, you need to bring it under control with strength. Because this is the sense that I get, is this is self-discipline that you need to be building at this time, Taurus. Allowing you to open, because it feels like you are running a script, running a program within yourself that is designed to keep you just one step away from other people. And that needs to be coming to a stop, because I feel like you're making enemies when you could be connecting in a much deeper and more meaningful way. I hope that makes sense for you, Taurus. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aquarius. Gemini. Yeah, Mahari, that makes sense to me. The good, then uneasy. It's Aquarian energy is difficult precisely because it's unusual to most people. And what that means is that what's unusual, we get fearful around, we get anxious around. And so you get that kind of Aquarian stereotype then when people are withdrawn or on another planet or whatever. But it's the tiniest bit of Aquarius, because so much of Aquarius is actually about the radical ways that we come together. It's about reaching out, helping each other, seeing new ways to connect and to help. So when you catch the unease, ask yourself, is this something that is genuinely a threat, or is it just unusual to me? Because they're not quite the same thing. Hi, Joyous Day. You're just in time for Gemini. Gemini. Lot of majors coming up for quite a few of the signs today. So this is a big full moon, and that's why we need to be working with it. Gemini, I feel some excitement within you. I feel some things coming coming to a close, but some things not closing, but actually moving on, moving up another level. There's a lot of excitement within you and a bit of trepidation, but I feel like coming out of this full moon, you're likely to be making jumps forward. Things suddenly shifting into gear, bang, and you're away, you're moving. It's exciting, it's new. Coming in with the World. And here, this is all about, I feel, reaching for the stars. It's more, it's adding more, it's believing you can have more, it's believing the things that you've worked away on in one sense or another, or worked to attract, that you can have those, because those are coming crashing in for you off the back of this full moon. So this is a big manifestation opportunity for you, and it feels like a rocket that is carrying you forward. And what it's not about is the Six of Swords. So you don't have to keep overthinking, planning new things, getting it exactly right. Oh, what if I tweak it and do this and do this? No, leave it. You've set the intentions. They're coming for you now. You don't need to focus so intensely or go anywhere else. You're in the right place. You're in the zone, and things are going to be happening for you. Happening for you with the Page of Wands and with the Eight of Wands. So you are making your way into this. You are decisive. You are optimistic. You are able to move into this. And I feel there is news coming in for you. Messages, contact, communication, payments of money for some of you. For others, I feel a declaration of attraction, interest. Maybe you've been waiting for this for a while. It's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in. And you need to be ready to step into it with the Magician. So this is very, very exciting for you. You don't need to keep tweaking or wondering or worrying. It's a really big one for you, Gemini. Things are poised to move really quickly for you. Trust it. Trust it and share some of that joy and that love and that abundance as it comes your way. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aquarius. You're welcome, Michelle. I feel like maybe half of us on here at the moment have Gemini moons. Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Interesting energies for you, Cancer. I feel like you have been in a waiting space. A waiting space, waiting for something to come through for you, to shift for you. Maybe waiting for somebody or a dream person to appear in front of you. And you're almost like, well, if that's not going to happen, then I'm just going to sit here and do nothing because I'm not interested. And it's kind of cut it out basically. So coming back towards where the collective is at. You can sit around and do very little of Note if it pleases you, or you can use a bit of that time and energy to be helping other people. There are people around you who are struggling, Cancer. People in your social circle, maybe people you're connected to on social media, maybe people in your area who are really struggling. And you can offer them something, finance, time, money, support in whatever sense, similar to the collective, because the moon is your ruler. So when the moon pops up and does something, it affects you. Coming in with the Six of Pentacles, you have something to offer here, Cancer, and you know you have something to offer. Going out is the Page of Pentacles. Oh, I've got to focus on doing all this for myself, and I need some help. I don't really have much worth. This. Actually, you do. You do, and you can take what you have and share it. I feel like some of you have been getting a bit stuck when it comes to work in particular. You've kind of been feeling a bit locked up. Like, oh, this isn't happening. I'm not getting the work. I'm not getting the clients. I'm not getting the business. I'm not getting the job opportunities. Why? Because you are focused so intensely inwardly on yourself. You've got to free that energy up, Cancer. One of the ways you're going to free that energy up is by using it to support and help other people. And this is coming through so strongly. That's the main blockage here, is you blocking yourself in this way. You have the Empress and the Seven of Pentacles showing up. So there is a need as well to get creative. You can't get that creative when you're all stuck inwardly going, what about this? Just counting things for yourself, very practically, materially focused. You're going to get those creative insights when you break out of that. Use your energy elsewhere, use it to help other people. That's going to free things up, and then you're going to start to feel more inspired. And then you can move past this Seven of Pentacles, this tedious waiting it out. Because yes, it'll be a bit longer, but what is missing is some creativity, some self-belief. And you're not going to get there by forcing the energy intensely. Oh, I must be creative. It's not going to work that way. How it is going to work is by you reaching out in those ways. I also feel that in that process, some of you are going to come across someone or attract somebody in who is the help that you need with work. Could be a job offer, could be a really high-paying client, could be a mentor or a coach of some kind. Shows up as the where are we? The Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me, just making sure it's the Knight. Shows up as the Knight of Pentacles. So someone is going to come in and help. Likely earth sign energy. Could be Taurus, could be Virgo, could be Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But not if you focus in on yourself. And while you shouldn't need that carrot to reach out and help, that's also there. It's going to give you a creative spark, and it's going to open the space for you to get the financial and material help and guidance that you've been waiting on, Cancer. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo's sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aquarius. And please remember to like the video, everyone. That helps a huge amount. Hi, Anne-Marie. Okay, Leo. Okay. Big love manifestation coming for you potentially at this time, Leo, which is completely appropriate because Aquarius is your 7th house if you're a Leo rising. So it makes sense for that to be what manifests in a full moon in Aquarius. And in they come as the Page of Cups. Somebody interested in you. Someone's been trying to get your attention, Leo. Someone's been trying to get your attention and show you their interest, and you are looking the other way. You are looking over there. You are like, no, can't see you, can't see you. You're denying yourself. You're denying them. It's not healthy. You're like, oh no, not the right time. Not making excuses. Why not? And yet, this is somebody who is very, very attracted to you, somebody who values you really, really highly. And what it's not for you is a 6 of Swords moment, which we're getting a lot again as an Aquarian energy, but this is what it's not for you again. So you don't need to be looking elsewhere, questioning, wondering. You can let this person in. You can allow them closer to you because they're being put in front of you at this time for a reason. With the Wheel of Fortune coming in, this is somebody who you should be giving a chance to, an opportunity to. Somebody who you can greet with excitement rather than kind of being like, oh, I'm not ready. It's like, well, here they are, so get ready. Get ready. 10 of Swords is also showing up, and I feel like you have closed yourself off, boxed yourself in with the stories that you tell yourself about yourself and where you're at and your readiness. And there's no need for it because it's all in here. None of it is real. None of it is feeling. And when you do get into your feelings, what are you going to find? Ace of Cups. A new beginning, that actually this person does spark something in you, and it's something deep, it's something emotional. There is a chance for something absolutely beautiful coming out of this full moon for you, Leo, but it needs you to look at them, not look away. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aquarius. What they've said to me there, Leo, as well, just at the end is just because this isn't the kind of person you would usually go for doesn't mean you have to close off. Give them a chance. That list of criteria you've drawn up of who is right for you doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit if someone else who is actually right turns up right in front of you. So Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for the full moon in Aquarius. Okay. Okay, Virgo, so it's not been going how you'd want it to. And that happens, like we have down little bits as well. We have bits where we go downwards as well as upwards. And you're frustrated. maybe a bit tired. But I also get the sense that you are beating yourself up, giving yourself a hard time, maybe pushing yourself to work harder. But certainly the way you're talking to yourself, Virgo, is not nice. It feels really kind of harsh, very, very harsh. And there's a need for you to get on top of this at this time, because it feels quite self-deprecating and self-destructive. It's about the King of Cups for you. So there's a need to be a little more emotionally mature about this, because the stuff that you tell yourself about yourself, that you project outwards, that becomes something real, something tangible, allows you to tear yourself down, entrenches the frustration, makes things more difficult for you. And it's not about the sun, so you're not going to get out of the frustration just yet, but how you handle it is crucial. How you handle it is crucial. With the Four of Cups coming up, you may have to accept that you're not going to get the windfalls, the payoffs just yet, but it doesn't mean that you are doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you are failing. It means that you are in a position in which you might need to consolidate, show some patience, be kind to yourself, take a break. All of these things are coming up. You have the star showing up as well, the sign of Aquarius. So this is a temporary phase. It's a transitory phase. And yes, it's hard going, but it's also something that is going to shift swiftly if you allow it to. Something new is going to be opening up for you. You need to stay open to it. You need to lay off yourself, Virgo. There is something faster coming with the Eight of Wands. You are going to be able to move, but not if you set up all these reasons why you're failing and why it's just going to get harder. That's the stuff that you need to be cutting down, because there's something brighter coming for you. But you need to get on top of this situation at the moment before you do yourself some damage. I hope that makes sense for you, Virgo. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. For this full moon in Aquarius. Okay. You're feeling kind of ungrounded, Libra, and it's an illusion, but there's work to do to reground yourself, to feel stable again, because this has hit you really, really hard. It's hit you really, really hard, and it's making you doubt a lot about yourself and about your place in the world. Am I truly making progress? Am I truly valid? Do I truly belong? Do I truly belong? Oh, painful, difficult. And in your first attempt to ground yourself, what you might just be doing is resorting to doing nothing at all, because at least that's predictable. At least you can have some control over it. You're coming in with the Emperor. These might be old thought forms that you're dealing with, old patterns, and this might be an old way of coping, is this closing off, closing inwards, holding in like this. The idea that you don't belong might not be current. It might be an old thing that is coming back up for you at this time in another layer in order that you can release it. It's a phase, it's a reflection of something else, it's the moon. You're not fully in control. But closing off and doing nothing is not the best way of gaining control either. Where's that coming from? You feel trapped with the Ten of Swords. But it's not real, Libra. It's not real. It's something from before or from outside, and you don't need to buy into it. Question your thoughts. You have the Six of Swords coming up for you. You might also need some time away in the coming period. And if it's only a day or whatever, just to get out of your head, out of this space, out of this mindset, because it's not real, but you are starting to cling to it and it needs to be released and allowed to go. Because you're going to find that actually you are very stable. You have the basis to move forwards, and actually you are going to receive some signs of that in the coming days if you open yourself to it. People who appreciate you, people who will tell you that in various ways, Libra. Four of Wands, a celebration. But you need to challenge these ideas of not belonging, and they feel like brief bits of hopelessness coming in at times as well. They are old, Libra, they're not current. Don't treat them as if they're current. Recognize where they're coming from, go to the root and yank them out at the root. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For this full moon in Aquarius. Scorpio. Hi, Lorraine. It's an interesting one for you, Scorpio. Have you ever used love as a weapon? There's at least one Scorpio who's watching or will be watching who has done. They've shown me that and given me that really, really clearly. So it's kind of like, it's not killing with kindness. It's a little bit more, it's like it becomes a means to get what you want. It's direct. It can be a bit cynical. What is guiding you in terms of where you place love, Scorpio? Is it genuine? Is it honest? Or is it simply a means to control, even a means to harm, they're telling me at times? I'm not sure this happens on a conscious level, but there's a sense in which you fly into something really quickly, and maybe you feel quite passionate, but it's also very aggressive, and not in the sense of just being passionate, but in the sense of being about control. 8 of Wands coming up for you. And it's okay to be passionate, but what you can't be using here with this is the Ace of Swords, where this is about control, influence, weaponizing your emotions, weaponizing your affection in order to get what you want, or in order to disadvantage somebody else. It's not a wonderfully healthy pattern. You're showing up with the 3 of Wands and with the Knight of Cups. So it feels like you do this out of a bit of impatience. You don't trust something to naturally develop into what you want it to. And so you go in hard, you push hard, you use every tool in your box to do that. And it's clothed as like love and romance, but actually it's aggressive. Obviously, some of you are on the receiving end of this as well, but it's harsh and it's brutal. And it comes from impatience. With the 7 of Cups, it comes from not allowing things to develop into what they need to, Scorpio. This is a really difficult pattern. It's a pattern that will alienate people over time. It's a pattern that means that you harm sometimes even when you don't mean to. A need for you to curb some of that emotional intensity. It doesn't mean lose it altogether, but it means bringing it under control. It means using it fairly, using it honestly. For your own good as well as theirs, Scorpio. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi, Freya's Tarot. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aquarius. Okay, Sag. You're quite laid back at the moment, Sagittarius. Quite laid back and kind of letting the world pass you by a little bit. Possibly letting opportunities pass you by as well. And these might be opportunities to advance yourself, but they're also, I feel very strongly, opportunities to help other people that you are allowing to pass you by. So you are a little bit too self-involved at the moment and a bit closed off to the external world and certainly to people who might need you. Got the 8 of Swords. So there is a degree of fear and apprehension that is stopping you from connecting to those people who need you at this time, and might be stopping you from grasping opportunities to help as well as opportunities to connect in general. Been waiting it out with the Hanged Man, but you need to stop waiting it out. Become more decisive. See an opportunity, including to help, and take it. King of Swords. And that's what's needed from you. You're needed to be a King of Swords at this time. I also feel that for some of you, this is somebody you're encountering who you're apprehensive about because they feel a bit cold, not that feely, a bit calculating. You don't quite trust them. Maybe this is somebody needing your help and you don't quite trust them, and that's why you're backing away, because you can't see where it's going with the Seven of Cups. But you've got to take chances. You've got to use your energy to help where you can. You've got to not come up with excuses not to. You're needed to be a warm figure who brings people together as well, Sagittarius. With the King of Wands, you have warmth to offer. You have energy to offer. You have hope and light to offer. You can help. You can help, but you're not going to if you come up with every excuse in the book. Why not? And just wait it out. Needs you to get out. Needs you to get out there into the thick of things, Sagittarius. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Hi, LV. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aquarius. Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. You have some distrust coming up, Capricorn, at this time, and it's something that needs to be released. And the sense that I get is the form this distrust is taking is your suspicion, expectation that anyone around you, near you, approaching you has some kind of agenda. Can't let them too close because they want something out of me. They want money out of me, or they want to control me, or they want to date me, or they want to fuck me, or, even when they haven't said it, even when they haven't given any indication of it. You're very suspicious, Capricorn. And this is also, I feel, projecting out possibly a cynical approach that some of you take to other people. And it needs to go. It needs to go so as you can have the simple connection of the Three of Cups, Capricorn. Being with people as who they are, as who you are, just togetherness, no agenda, no need for there to be more than that. No need to see so far ahead. Well, it's not. It's the Knight of Cups. So you're like, oh, well, you know, this person wants me or wants to manipulate me, might manipulate me emotionally, or maybe they'll be around for a bit and then they'll disappear, but they won't, Capricorn. They won't. They won't. And you need to stop coming up with this as excuses not to connect or to distrust, because it's doing you a disservice. Your next step is judgment. And it's very simple here. You need to actually be fairer and clearer in your judgment. Give people a chance. Take them at their word. Someone hasn't overtly come in and damaged you, then why are you suspecting the worst? The Magician, you can feel into this. You can test the water. You can find out exactly what this is, and it might surprise you, Capricorn. King of Wands showing up for you as well. So there is this space for warmth, for togetherness, for supporting each other here. But you're only going to get there if you stop suspecting everyone who comes near you. I hope that makes sense for you, Capricorn. You can also ask for some warmth, by the way, Capricorn, as well. If you're feeling closed off, you can allow people to come in and warm you. Also very important for you. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Full moon in your sign, Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Hi, Neighborhood Arts. Hi, Tara. Okay, Aquarius. Your ship is coming in, Aquarius. You are going to be achieving successes. Things are manifesting for you. Bang, 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 all around you. Really quickly as this full moon comes up in your sign. So I feel financial windfalls. I feel receiving messages that you've been waiting for, confirmation that you've been waiting for. And I feel blockages to accepting this being knocked down. 8 of Wands coming in for you. And it's taken you some time to get to this stage. But it's not about strength for you anymore. So you don't need to keep pushing just a bit further, just a bit further, just a bit further. No. Open the gates and let it come in for you, Aquarius. It's really exciting, really positive. You have the Ace of Wands and the 4 of Wands showing up. So you're going to have something to celebrate. You are being supported by the universe. You are being nurtured and encouraged here. It's going to leave you feeling far more powerful and far more able to really step into that power and push out from here in a creative way. So I feel that this is going to fuel you. It's going to mean that you do new things. It's going to mean that you push outwards, reach outwards in a variety of ways. A lot of Wands for you. Queen of Wands joins the 4 of Wands and the Ace of Wands here. You are going to feel powerful, in control, and ready to go, ready to move, ready to do more, Aquarius. Very exciting energy. Don't forget to share it with other people, those who may not be getting the same wonderful news all at once. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aquarius. What have I told you things are going to be okay for you in the coming time, Pisces? Would you believe me? Because it feels like they are. There is calm washing over you. There is peace coming your way. I don't feel big leaps forward, but nor do I feel any threat, anything big to worry about either. And maybe you've had some of those worries recently, but this is going to calm you. It's going to move you to a stage where you are able simply to deal and look outwards. 7 of Cups. A good 7 of Cups. Where it starts to come together, where you feel okay, where you start to trust yourself and your surroundings. And it's not going to propel you forwards, so it's not an Ace of Wands situation. But that's okay. I don't feel like you need that right now. I feel like you need the calm, the slowness, the it's going to be okay actually-ness, Pisces. With the 4 of Cups showing up, there is a sense of a reticence to accept the calm. There must be something to worry about. There must be a sting in the tail. There must be this, there must be this, there must be this. But actually, there isn't. There isn't. So you need to move into a space of the Page of Cups, where you just notice the calm, notice things being okay, notice things around you, notice that your environment is safe, notice that you're safe, notice that there is no major threat to you, Pisces. May not sound that groundbreaking, but some of you have been kind of all over the place, and you're going to welcome that stability at this time. Stability of the 4 of Pentacles. Does it get you anywhere else fast? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't need to. This is about being in the here and now, Pisces, and accepting that it's all right. I hope that makes sense for you. That is all 12 signs. Thank you all so much for being with me during those. Please remember to like and share the video if you're able, and to subscribe and enable notifications. I have time to answer questions for a couple of people. If you have a question that you would like a card pulled on, please pop it in the live chat and I will see which of you I am drawn to. Neighborhood Arts is asking, Zelda, how do you decide week by week which decks to use for your YouTube tarot readings? It's intuition at that moment, Neighborhood Arts. And like, yeah, sometimes I'll have a new deck that I want to break out as well. But most of the time, it's just the intuition of what feels right. And sometimes that can be like an obvious connection, like it's a full moon, Aquarius is rebellious, is a bit off the wall, is a bit radical, so you get deviant moon for it. Other times it can be way more out of left field than that. Erin is asking, Zelda, recently I experienced a major betrayal with someone who's supposed to be a trusted friend. I'm so disappointed and feel like it was a deal breaker. What do the cards say? Thank you. This is for Erin. I don't feel like it's over with them, Erin. I feel like it's left you kind of at a loss of where you want to go with this. So you're kind of doubting things. You're wondering if, like, maybe they've been like this all along. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't trust anything they ever said to me. You're coming up with the Two of Swords. So you're at loggerheads with them, but you're also at loggerheads with yourself over this. You don't necessarily feel like you want to break away from it either, because there's something more to learn, to understand here. Or at least you feel that way. But the sense that I get is that this is somebody who has broken your trust and maybe a bit too self-involved to know. So they didn't realize it was such a big deal, even though it is. And you might need to guard yourself against them doing it again. Eight of Pentacles is coming up, and this suggests that they might do this over and over again. They might replicate this behavior from here on in. But it needs you to make a decision. Strength is coming up, and strength here, I feel, is not about kicking off at them, not about turning this into a big fight. It means being clear cut. Two of Cups is in shadow, so I feel like this has been quite heartbreaking for you. This is somebody who you care about on a deep level. But the more I feel into it, the more they're saying, like, they've shown you who they are. They've shown you their true colors. There isn't much more of a decision to make here. I hope that makes sense for you. Ladybug 333. Hi Zelda, what does Spirit want to tell me for the Aquarius full moon? Okay, Ladybug, let me feel into this for you. Okay, this is for Ladybug. It's going to take a bit longer, Ladybug. It's going to take a bit longer for you, Ladybug. You've been waiting, hoping, surely now, surely now, surely now. And not yet. Not yet, Ladybug. 9 of Wands. You've got to push on a bit further. You've got to avoid cutting things off too soon, turning away, cutting your losses. That's not what this time is about. It's about perseverance, moving on further for you. 2 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles showing up. This is your indecision, but for now you need to hold it. Hold your place, hold your space, because with the 8 of Pentacles, you're not there yet. It's building, it's building, it's building, it's coming, but it's going to be a bit longer. I hope that makes sense for you. Joyous day. Hi Zelda, what do I need to know to best handle my home life during this full moon in Aquarius? Thanks in advance. I need to know to best handle my home life. That you can release the tight control of the reins. Joyous day. I get the sense of having had to take tight control, have scrutiny over a lot of things, keep an eye out for this and this and this and this and this and this, and there's kind of a need to just relax things a bit. It doesn't need that degree of control, that watchful eye, because things are actually more okay than that. But they need a bit of space to be and to grow and to flow. The Lovers is coming up here, and the Lovers here, for me, I'm getting this sense of needing to hold that key that fits every lock, and you're holding it very, very tightly. King of Swords is that watchful eye, controlling eye, potentially, that comes from a good place, but it just needs to be relaxed a little bit now. With the 6 of Wands, things are actually okay, and I feel that as you relax around them, they are going to improve, flourish a lot more, and you will find that actually people are pulling in the same direction as you, so you don't need to be quite so intense in your focus on it. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your questions and for tuning in. Please remember to like and share the video, and to subscribe and enable notifications. And if you'd like to connect with me or book me or make a donation to me or anything else, my details are just in the box below. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful full moon, and I will see you all again really, really soon. Thank you so much for being here.